Good afternoon. I hope we're all doing really well, and I'm looking forward to reading one of my favourite stories today. It's called The Enormous Crocodile by one of my favourite authors, Roald Dahl. What did you ever think? How many Roald Dahl books have you read? What books do you know? You ready? The Enormous Crocodile. In the biggest, brownest, muddiest river in Africa, two crocodiles lay with their heads just above the water. One of the crocodiles was enormous, the other not so big. "Do you know what I'd like for my lunch today?" said the enormous crocodile. "No," the not so big one said. "What?" The enormous crocodile grinned, showing hundreds of sharp white teeth. "For my lunch today," he said, "I would like a nice, juicy child." "I've never eaten children before," the not one so one big said. "Only fish." "Ho, ho, ho," cried the enormous crocodile. "I'll bet if you saw a fat, juicy little child paddling in the water over there at this very moment, you'll gulp him up in one gollop." "No, I wouldn't," the not-so-big one said. "Children are too tough and chewy. They are tough and chewy and nasty and bitter." "Tough and chewy?" cried the enormous crocodile. "Nasty and bitter? What awful tummy rot you're talking." "They are juicy and yummy." "They taste so bitter," said the not-so-big one. "You have to cover them with sugar before you can eat them." "Children are bigger than fish," said the enormous crocodile. "You get bigger helpings." "You are greedy," said the not-so-big one. "You're the greediest croc in the whole river." "I'm the bravest croc in the whole river," said the enormous crocodile. "I'm the only one who dares to leave the water and go through the jungle to the town to look for the children to eat." "You've only done that once," snorted the not-so-big one. "And what happened then?" "They all saw you coming and ran away." "Ah, but today when I go, they won't see me at all," said the enormous crocodile. "Of course they'll see you," said the not-so-big one. "You're so enormous and ugly, they'll see you from miles away." What do you think he's going to do to not be spotted? The enormous crocodile grinned again, and his terrible sharp teeth sparkled like knives in the sun. Or do we spot the simile there? "Nobody will see me," he said, "because this time I've thought of secret plans and clever tricks." "Clever tricks?" said the not-so-big one. "You've never done anything clever in your life. You're the stupidest croc in the whole river." "I'm the cleverest croc in the whole river," said the enormous crocodile. "For my lunch day I shall feast upon a fat, juicy little child while you lie here in the river feeling hungry. Goodbye." And the enormous crocodile swam to the other side of the river and crawled out of the water. A gigantic creature was standing in the slimy, oozy mud on the riverbank. It was Humpy Rumpy the hippopotamus. "Hello, hello," said Humpy Rumpy. "Where on earth are you off to this time of day?" "I have secret plans and clever tricks," said the crocodile. "Oh dear," said Humpy Rumpy. "I'll bet you're going to do something horrid." The enormous crocodile grinned at Humpy Rumpy and said, "I'm going to fill my hungry, empty tummy with something yummy, 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 yummy." "What's so yummy?" said Humpy Rumpy. "Try to guess," said the crocodile. "It's something that walks on two legs." "You don't mean," said Humpy Rumpy. "You don't really mean you're going to eat a child?" "Of course I am," said the crocodile. "Oh, you horrid, greedy, grumptious brute," cried the Humpy Rumpy. "I hope you get caught and cooked and turned into crocodile soup." The enormous crocodile laughed out loud at Humpy Rumpy. Then he waddled off into the jungle. Inside the jungle he met Trunky the elephant. Trunky was nibbling leaves from the top of a tall tree, and he didn't notice the crocodile at first. So the crocodile bit him on the leg. "Ow!" said Trunky in his big deep voice. "Who did that?" "Oh, it's you, you beastly crocodile. Why don't you go back to the big brown muddy river where you belong?" "I have secret plans and clever tricks," said the crocodile. "You mean you've nasty plans and nasty tricks," said Trunky. "You've never done a nice thing in your life." The enormous crocodile grinned up at Trunky. "I'm off to find a yummy child for lunch. Keep listening and you'll hear the bones go crunch." "Oh, you wicked beastly beast," cried Trunky. "Oh, you foul and filthy fiend. I hope you get squashed and squished and squizzled and boiled up in a crocodile stew." The enormous crocodile laughed and disappeared in the thick jungle. A bit further on he met Mugglewump the monkey. Mugglewump was sitting in his tree eating nuts. "Hello, Crocky," said Mugglewump. "What are you up to now?" "I have secret plans and clever tricks," said the crocodile. "Would you like some nuts?" said Mugglewump. "I have better things to eat than nuts," sniffed the crocodile. "I didn't think there was anything better than nuts," said Mugglewump. "Aha," said the crocodile. "The sort of things that I'm going to eat have fingers, toenails, arms, legs, and feet." Mugglewump went pale and began to shake all over. "Oh, you're really going to gobble up a little child, aren't you?" he said. "Of course I am," said the crocodile. "Clothes and all. They taste better with the clothes on." "Oh, you horrid, hoggish crock," said the Mugglewump. "You slimy creature, I hope all the buttons and buckles will stick in your throat and you choke to death." The crocodile grinned up at Mugglewump and said, "I eat monkeys too," and quick as a flash, with one bite of his huge jaw, he bit through the tree and Mugglewump was sitting on, and it came down with a crash. But just in time, Mugglewump jumped into the next tree and swung away through the branches. A bit further on, the enormous crocodile met the roly-poly bird. The roly-poly bird was building a nest in an orange tree. "Hello there, enormous crocodile," sang the roly-poly bird. "We don't often see you in the jungle." "Ah," said the crocodile, "I have secret plans and clever tricks." "I hope it's not something nasty," sang the roly-poly bird. "Nasty?" cried the crocodile. "Of course it's not nasty, it's delicious." A lovely roly-poly bird there. "It's luscious, it's supper, it's muscious, it's duper. It's better than rotten old fish. You mash it and munch it and chew it and crunch it and lovely to hear it go squish." "It must be berries," sang the roly-poly bird. "Berries are my favourite food in the world. It's raspberries, perhaps, or could it be strawberries?" The enormous crocodile laughed so much his teeth rattled together like pennies in a money box. "Crocodiles don't eat berries," he said. "We little boys and girls, and sometimes we eat roly-poly birds as well." Very quickly the crocodile reached up and snapped his jaws at the roly-poly bird. He just missed the bird, but he managed to catch hold of the long, beautiful feathers in his tail. The roly-poly bird gave a shriek of terror and shot straight up into the air, leaving its tail feathers behind in the enormous crocodile's mouth. At last, the enormous crocodile came out to the other side of the jungle, into the sunshine. He could see the town not far away. "Ho, ho," he said, talking aloud to himself. "Ha, ha, that walk through the jungle has made me hungrier than ever. One child isn't going to be nearly enough for me today. I won't be full up until I've eaten at least 3 juicy children." And he started to creep forward towards the town. The enormous crocodile crept over to a place where there was lots of coconut trees. He knew the children from the town often came looking for coconuts, and the trees were too tall for them to climb, but they always had some coconuts on the ground that had fallen down. The enormous crocodile quickly collected the coconuts that were lying on the ground. He also gathered together some fallen branches. "Now for clever trick number 1. He whispered to himself. "It won't be long before I'm eating the first part of my lunch." And he took all the coconut branches and held them between his teeth. He grasped the coconuts in his front paws and then stood straight up in the air, balancing himself on his tail. What does he look like? He arranged the branches and the coconuts so cleverly that he now looked exactly like a small coconut tree. Soon 2 children came along. They were brother and sister. The brother was called Toto. His sister was called Mary. They walked around looking for fallen coconuts, but they couldn't find any because the enormous crocodile had gathered them up. "Oh, look!" cried Toto. "The tree over there is much smaller than the others, and it's full of coconuts. I think I could climb that one quite easily if you'd help me with the first bit." So Toto and Mary ran towards the tree that they thought was a small coconut tree. The enormous crocodile peered through the branches, watching them as they came closer and closer, and he licked his lip and he dribbled with excitement. Suddenly there was a tremendous whooshing noise. It was Humpy Rumpy, the hippopotamus, and he came crashing and snorting out of the jungle. His head was down low and he was galloping at terrific speed. "Look out, Toto!" shouted Humpy Rumpy. "Look out, Mary! That's not a coconut tree, it's the enormous crocodile, and he wants to eat you up." Humpy Rumpy charged straight at the enormous crocodile. He caught him with his giant head and sent him tumbling and skidding across the ground. "Ow-wee!" cried the crocodile. "Help! Stop! Where am I?" And Toto and Mary ran back to town as fast as they could. But crocodiles are tough, and it's difficult even for a hippopotamus to hurt them. The enormous crocodile picked himself up and crept towards a place where the children's playground was. "Now for clever trick number 2. He said to himself. "This one is certain to work." There were no children in the playground at the moment. They were all in school. The enormous crocodile found a large piece of wood and placed it in the middle of the playground. Then he lay across the piece of wood and tucked his feet in so he looked exactly like a seesaw. I'm not sure they're going to fall for this trick. When the school was over, all the children came running out on the playground. "Oh, look!" they cried. "We got a new seesaw!" And they all crowded around, shouting with excitement. "Bags, I have a go first!" "I'll get on the other end!" "I want to go first!" "So do I! So do I!" Then a girl who was older than the others said, "It's a rather funny, knobbly sort of seesaw, isn't it? Do you think it'll be safe to sit on?" "Of course it will be," said the others. "It looks as strong as anything." The crocodile opened just one eye, just a tiny bit, and watched the children who were crowding round him. Soon he thought, "One of them's going to sit on my head, and I'll just give a jerk, and after that it's going to be yum, yum, yum." And at that moment there's a flash of brown, and something jumped onto the playground and hopped onto the top of the swings. was Mugglewump the monkey. "Run!" Mugglewump shouted to the children. "All of you, run, run, run! That's not a Cecil, it's an enormous crocodile, and he wants to eat you up!" The children screamed and ran for their lives. Mugglewump disappeared back into the jungle, and the enormous crocodile was left all alone in the playground. He cursed the monkey and waddled back into his bushes to hide. "I'm getting hungry and hungry," he said. "We'll have at least 4 children now." And the enormous crocodile crept around the edge of the town, taking great care not to be seen. And he came to a place where they were getting ready to have a fair. There were slides and swings and dodging cars and people selling popcorn and candy floss. There's also a big roundabout with marvellous wooden creatures for the children to ride on. There was white horses and lions and tigers, mermaids and fishes, tails and fearsome dragons with red tongues sticking out of their mouths. "Now for clever trick number 3, he said. When no one was looking, he crept onto the roundabout and put himself between a wooden lion and a fearsome dragon. He sat up for a bit and his back legs were kept very still. He looked exactly like a wooden crocodile. Soon all sorts of children came flocking onto the fair. Seldom ran towards the roundabout, very excited. "I'm going to ride the dragon," cried one. "I'm going to ride the lovely white horse." "I'm going on the lion." A little girl, whose name was Jill, said, "I'm going to ride that funny old wooden crocodile." And the enormous crocodile kept very, very still. Yum, yum, he thought, "I'll gulp her up in one easy gollop." And suddenly there's a swish and a swish, and something came swishing and swishing out of the sky. It was the roly-poly bird. He flew around the roundabout, singing, "Look out, Jill, look out, look out, look out, don't ride on the crocodile." "It's not a wooden crocodile," sang the roly-poly bird. "It's the real one, it's the enormous crocodile from the river, and he wants to eat you up." Jill turned around, and so did all the other children. Even the man who was working on the roundabout jumped off and ran away as fast as he could. The enormous crocodile cursed and the roly-poly bird and waddled back to the bushes to hide. "I'm so hungry now, I'm going to have to eat 6 children before I'm full up." Just outside the town there was a pretty little field with trees and bushes all around. This was called the picnic place, and this is where children were allowed to go and have a picnic at any time. And the enormous crocodile kept over to the picnic table. Now for clever trick number 4. He picked up a lovely bunch of flowers and arranged it on one of the tables. From the same table he took away one of the benches and hid it in the bushes. Then he put himself in the place where the bench had been. By tucking his head under his chest and by twisting his tail out the side, he made himself look very much like a long wooden bench with 4 legs. And soon 2 boys and 2 girls came along carrying baskets of food. They were all from one family, and their mother and father said they could go out and have a picnic together. "Which table shall we sit at?" said one. "Let's take the table with the lovely flowers on," said another. And the enormous crocodile kept as quiet as a mouse. Another simile there. "I shall eat them all," he said to himself, "and they'll become sit on my back, and I will swizzle my head round quickly, and after that it'll be squish, crunch, gollop." Suddenly a big deep voice came from the jungle. "Stand back, children, stand back!" And the children stopped and stared at the place where the voice was coming from. And there was a crashing of branches. Chunky the elephant came rushing out of the jungle. "That's not a bench you're going to sit on," he bellowed. "It's the enormous crocodile, and he wants to eat you all up." Chunky trotted over to the spot where the enormous crocodile was standing, and quick as a flash, he wrapped his trunk around the crocodile's tail and hoisted him into the air. "Hey, let me go!" yelled the enormous crocodile, who was now dangling upside down. "Let me go, let me go, let me go!" "No," said Chunky, "I will not let you go. We've all had quite enough of your clever tricks." And Chunky began to swing the crocodile around and around in the air. First he swung him slowly, and then he swung him faster and faster and faster and faster still. How fast he's going now. Soon the enormous crocodile was just a blurry circle going around and around Chunky's head. And suddenly Chunky let go. And the crocodile went shooting high into the sky like a giant, huge green rocket. Up and up he went, higher and higher, faster and faster. He's going so fast and so high that soon the earth is just a tiny dot miles below. He whizzed far into space and he whizzed past the moon. He whizzed past the stars and planets until at last, with a tremendous bang, the enormous crocodile crashed headfirst into the hot, boiling, hot sun. And he was sizzled up like a sausage. I do love this story. I'm wondering, can you think of any other ways that the crocodile could disguise himself to try and gobble up a child? Or what else might happen to the enormous crocodile at the end? When Trunky swings him around and lets him go, where else might he end up? Do let us know, and I really hope you enjoyed my story. Fantastic to see you all again. Thank you very much. Goodbye.